Okay, we are officially going to get the party started, Shauna. Welcome everyone to our Gear Up for Summer Facebook and Instagram Live. I'm Gina Sunderland, Manitoba Chicken Producers Food and Consumer Relations Dietitian, and I am so excited to be joined by Shauna Lapointe of Too Busy Living. And Shauna probably needs no introduction for many of you, but I am going to turn it over to her to introduce herself and share with all of you a little bit about why she loves meal prepping so much.
Okay, thanks for having me, Gina.
Thanks for joining
I'm
me.
Shauna. My business is Too Busy Living. It's a food blog dedicated to helping busy families master meal planning and meal prep. I'm also a teacher and I have 4 kids. So in the summer, I love to cook outside, eat outside. So I think the 2 recipes that we're making today will go really well for that.
Yes, they are. They are very summery and very easy to prepare and super, super family friendly. Ones that kids will love, ones they can pick up in their hands. And of course, you know what? A live wouldn't be a proper live if we didn't have great prizes. So all of you for tuning in are eligible to win one of 3 terrific prizes. We have 3 $75 grocery gift cards. This evening, we've got some terrific Manitoba chicken swag, a great new apron for barbecuing, our signature meat thermometer, our new cutting boards, and Shauna has brought a really special treat with her today. So Shauna, do you want to tell everyone what you're adding to the swag this evening, the prize pack? Okay.
So I brought my ultimate guide. This is a new guide to help you with everything about meal planning, organizing your kitchen. There's lots of templates for lists, your planning templates, prepping strategies, ideas for budgeting, and
Terrific.
some 5-step recipes that you can use.
So I think there's even some chicken recipes in there, if I'm not mistaken.
There is, yeah. There's 10 ways to use shredded chicken. So that's something that we can use actually this chicken for too.
That's right. That's right. So we are going to jump into the first recipe that Shauna is going to walk us through. It's our grilled chicken and corn salsa tostadas. Even the name sounds delicious.
It
and
does.
Some of these spices and seasonings, they smell so good. So Shauna, I'm here to help you out.
Okay, so we're going to start with the marinade.
Okay.
And the good thing about this marinade is we're going to use half of it to marinate the chicken and half of it to season the fresh salsa.
Wonderful.
So I'll just get you to stir it up, Gina, as I add these things.
So the first thing we have in here is the juice of 2 fresh limes. And
yes.
That's what I'm smelling.
Yeah,
okay.
So if you didn't have fresh limes, you could also use bottled lime juice. And then I have 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil or canola oil. And then we're going to add just a dash of hot sauce. You can add more if you like it a little bit spicier.
Exactly.
Any hot sauce that you like.
Right, and that's the fun about cooking, right? You can adjust ingredients, add a little more, a little less of things that you like.
Yeah.
Or some things. And I know you've made this recipe a few different ways, Shauna, so I'm excited to hear about some of the different substitutions when we get into the making of that fresh salsa. So.
Yeah, well, actually, there's some substitutions we can do here, too.
Okay.
I just added a teaspoon of honey.
That's right.
If you're feeling uncomfortable improvising in the kitchen, you're not sure kind of what you can substitute with, think of like acid for acid, heat for heat, and sweet for sweet. So you could use maple syrup or brown sugar.
Yeah, whatever you have on hand. Something a little bit sweet, hey?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you adding there?
Okay, so I'm adding our dry spices. So we have a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of cumin, and half a teaspoon of paprika.
Ooh, delicious.
So once that's all mixed up, Gina, I'll get you to just pour half on the chicken.
Okay.
And then we'll save half for when we do the salsa.
And so those spices really help emulsify the acid, our lime juice, and our oil. So it's beautiful. It stays combined. And yeah, this is a time-saving step, right? Because half of this goes as the marinade. And absolutely. I know you and I have talked about what we're going to do when we have the treat of getting out for a picnic or out to a campsite, how we're going to bring this recipe out there.
Yeah, so, I mean, for today, I baked the chicken just in the oven.
Yes.
You could throw it on the barbecue. You could toss it on the fire pit at the campsite. If you wanted to bring it with you in marinade, just pop it in a Ziploc bag. Maybe double bag it so it doesn't just drip in the cooler. Just
bring it out on ice.
Just to be safe.
Yeah.
But you could also just cook it ahead of time and have everything prepped before you go, so it's ready. You can enjoy the outdoors and all your activities and not have to worry about cooking.
Exactly, and that's something you told me you do. You like to get everything ready ahead, right? So you can enjoy the time with your family and not be stuck inside like the cottage kitchen, for example.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to get this salsa ready. I'm just going to move this to the side.
Yeah, here we go. So
Okay.
Shauna, this looks good already. Okay.
Okay, so we have some roasted corn here. I just used corn cobs that I broiled under
Okay.
the broiler. You can toss them on the grill and just cut them off. You can use canned corn and just toast it up kind of in a cast iron skillet with a little bit of butter or oil.
Sure.
You can use frozen corn. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
And then I'm going to add about a half a cup of finely diced red onion.
Oh yeah, nice sweet onion. There we go. And look how colorful that looks already.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have 2 chopped jalapenos. You can leave the seeds in if you like it really spicy. I took them out for this one.
Sure. Kids tend to like a little less heat, but not all, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have a half a cup of fresh chopped cilantro.
Ooh,
I know some people don't love cilantro, but
Could some parsley.
yeah, absolutely.
Skip it, or maybe a little bit of mint or something. Yeah. Okay, so here
so
we
now
go.
we're going to
I'm gonna-
add that marinade.
Okay, here we go. There we go. Perfect. And that just makes it that salsa. So Shauna, that is looking very good. And oh, it's, you guys, honestly, it smells divine.
It does smell really good.
It really does. Okay.
Okay, so a few more substitutions you could use for this salsa too. If you didn't have corn, you could use pineapple, you could use tomatoes, you could use mangoes. So really you can make this recipe a few times throughout the summer and just change one ingredient and have something different.
Yeah, so if your tomatoes are seasonal in your garden, bring those and add those.
Sure.
Beautiful. Okay, so how are you going to assemble these?
Okay, I'm going to do just a little bit of salsa on the bottom.
Okay.
I'll just spoon a bit on.
And I know you told me that your kids like foods that they can pick up. And I know kids do love finger foods, right, Shauna? So there's a way that you've made these so easy for your kids, and they're so cute.
And you know what? The tostada is a little bit tricky for little hands, so you can use tiny tortillas.
Yeah.
You could also roll it up in a burrito with
Right.
some rice.
So my kids have the bigger hands and the bigger appetite, Shauna. So for me, I buy those large burrito wrappers, and I just make wraps. Or I let them make their own.
Yeah,
You know, you can add as much chicken as you want, as much salsa as you want. Yeah, and some fresh lime on top is delicious. Well, my goodness,
so then you can just top it with like guacamole, some extra salsa,
Beautiful.
extra hot sauce, and we're good to go.
And it's that simple.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can bring all those ingredients in little containers or even little Ziploc bags and just put it together when you get to the campsite, to the picnic site, to your cottage. I love it.
So everything can be made ahead of time.
Yeah. So I just want to welcome anyone who has just tuned into our Gear Up for Summer Facebook and Instagram Live. Welcome to everyone. Thank you for joining Shauna and I this evening. I'm Gina with Manitoba Chicken Producers, and we're so excited to share with you these super summery recipes. So we just made our grilled chicken and corn salsa tostadas, and we are going to move right into our barbecue chicken. But I want to mention to everyone that just for asking Shauna and I a question, we'll have a question and answer at the end, or for sharing a comment or sharing your favorite summer recipe, maybe your favorite summer chicken recipe with us, you will be entered into a draw to win one of 3 gift packs. Now I say gift packs because we often give away gift cards, and we are 3 $75 grocery gift cards, more than enough to make these 2 recipes. As well, we've got some wonderful Manitoba chicken exclusive swag, apron, thermometer, spatula, cutting board, and Shauna's wonderful ultimate meal planning guide. So ask us comments, questions, share your favorite summer ideas. Let us know what you're going to be doing this summer, because oh my goodness, it's been a long cold winter and we couldn't be more excited for summer. Okay, so now we are going to make our classic barbecue chicken. Again, Shauna and I love this recipe because not only is it summery, but it is simple. So Shauna, I'm going to get you to help me out.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, please. And last time we cooked together, we had to stand a little further apart. So this is really a treat. Okay, so we've got 1 cup of prepared barbecue sauce, and that in itself is, you know, a nice little time saver. And we've got citrus again. This time, 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice.
Okay.
3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, like you can use canola or olive oil. We've got a teaspoon of pepper.
I think you could probably use an orange juice in here too if you didn't have lemon.
Yes, you certainly could.
Tastes
A
good.
teaspoon of salt. And you know what? This recipe calls for a teaspoon and a half of smoked paprika, and it gives it that smoky barbecue taste, even if you don't put this chicken on the grill, but you can. Or you can use regular paprika. And then 3 minced garlic, fresh garlic. Just adds so much flavor. Okay, so that looks fabulous, Shauna.
Okay, so again, this is kind of another marinade recipe, right?
Yes, this is. This is a terrific marinade recipe. So what I'm going to get you to do for me, Shauna, is I'm going to get you to pour this over. You can use 4 to 6 bone-in chicken breasts, or for that matter, you can use skinless, boneless, And we are talking, we've made this with chicken thighs. Any cut is great, but when you do purchase chicken with bone in, it's always a bit of a cost saver, right? So for those of you that are really working on a budget like many of us are, buy your chicken with the bone in skin on. You can remove the skin if you want, and you can even remove the bone if you want, but it's a great cost saver for sure. Okay, so
and you can use thighs or drumsticks.
Oh yeah, I love this with the tender thighs too, and those thighs are a little higher in iron. You're talking about how important iron is for kids. So yeah, they're higher in iron than the white meat. So okay, pour that all over, Shauna.
Are we saving some of this to brush on the top, or we're just using it?
Oh, you know what? You really don't have to. You can just pour it all on. But if you wanted to reserve some, that is another great idea. Yeah, so as you're grilling. So this recipe is so neat. We call it oven-baked barbecue chicken, but of course it is fabulous on the grill as well. Trick with this is the longer you marinate it, the more flavor you get. So, an hour in the fridge works great. But again, like Sean and I, we like to get things done ahead. I'll prepare this the night before. And yes, if I have the privilege of going out to a cottage, I'll bring that all ready in one of those Ziplocs and be ready to put it on the grill.
Yeah. The longer you let it marinate too, it kind of soaks into the meat. Maybe gives it a lot more
really
flavor.
Infuses that wonderful.
It's not a bad idea to leave it sit a little bit longer.
Yeah, so always marinate in the fridge to keep your chicken nice and safe. And it's just that simple. You let the marinade sit on there. Like Sean and I said, the longer the better. Great way to go. So this recipe, again, is flexible. If you don't have a grill, you can pop it in the oven and you'll get that taste of barbecue chicken. But of course, you can grill it. And just a little pointer. When it comes to grilling chicken, a lot of people tell me that they don't know how to grill chicken. So heat your barbecue up nicely, oil the grill a little bit, and usually a barbecue has two sides for heating. So turn on the heat to high on one side and then grill the chicken on the other. So indirect heat and close the lid, and you get perfect chicken every time. And how you know your chicken is perfectly cooked, my favorite and best kitchen tool, I have to say, is a meat thermometer, because you don't want to overcook chicken either. So for chicken parts like this, like Sean and I are using, either skinless, boneless, or ground chicken, it's 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 74 degrees Celsius. This meat thermometer probe just goes right into the thickest part of the chicken meat, and then away you go. You've got your chicken perfectly cooked. It's just that simple. So for those of you that are winning one of the prize packs tonight, you will get your very own signature Manitoba chicken meat thermometer. So those are our wonderful, easy, delicious, and economical recipes that Sean and I have for you this evening.
Yeah, and I think you could even, if you had leftover chicken, you could probably use that chicken in the tostadas. You can make a pulled chicken sandwich.
Yes, Shauna, I love it. That's right. So something that we've done with this recipe, hey Shauna, we've talked about these great recipes. This can go right into a slow cooker. Hey Shauna,
that's right.
Delightful pulled chicken, a little coleslaw on the side, some crusty buns. And dinner's all set. And you know what Sean and I are planning on doing when we go camping this summer? We're going to bring out a bag of coleslaw with this chicken. So yeah, just so easy. That bag of coleslaw, crusty buns, and away you go with that chicken. So yeah, delicious hot or cold. So yeah, now we are excited to take questions from everyone.
So the first question is from Carol. For the first recipe, can we sub in lemon instead of lime?
Yeah, you definitely can. Lemon, even orange, or you can even do kind of a combination of the three. All those flavors kind of meld well together. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like you said, just something acidic, right? That little bit of a tang with a little bit of sweet, and yeah, perfect, for sure.
The next one is not a question, but a comment from Sylvia. She said, a whole chicken is a gift that keeps on giving and is great for budgeting.
So
for sure,
true. Yeah.
And you could even use whole chicken. You just try out the chicken for the tostadas, add that marinade to your whole chicken, your slow cooker, and good to go.
Perfect. Yeah. And you can even cut up your own whole chicken. Sometimes you can get such a great sale when you buy two little broiler chickens together in a twin pack. And yeah, wonderful way to go. And sure, I love those ideas. Keep them coming.
So the next question is, how long can cooked chicken be kept in the freezer for?
Oh, cooked chicken. Yeah, 3 months. Yeah, you can freeze it. So yeah, like Sean was saying, she prepares this, she cooks it, and then she packages it, and it can be frozen for 3 months. So it's a real, again, nice time saver.
Yeah, and also in the guide, there's actually tips on how to do that.
Right, and on our website under manitobachicken.ca, our cooking school, we've got all kinds of great tips for meal prepping and storing chicken and preparing chicken. So yeah, and of course we have these recipes on manitobachicken.ca as well, and in the links this evening. All right.
The next question is from Ashley. She would like to know if the barbecue chicken recipe can be marinated and then frozen to cook for a later time.
You know what? You can give that a try, Ashley. I have never tried that, but a lot of times you can marinate chicken. Now, sometimes when there's a little bit of citrus in there, it can dry the chicken a little bit if it's on there too long. But I would think if you just wanted to freeze it, like let's say a week or two in advance, you're getting ready for a big trip, I would say it would work well. There's nothing in the recipe that wouldn't allow you to freeze it and successfully cook it. Might get a little bit more watery too as well, though. So yeah, you could,
there's not too much acid in here. I think the thing that dries out the chicken the most is the acid. So if this one wouldn't be as good, it's a little bit more high acid content. But.
And when there is salt in a marinade, like in the prepared barbecue sauce, and that little bit of salt we added, that tends to pull a little bit of moisture from the chicken. So what you might want to do, is definitely thaw it overnight in the fridge, never thaw on the counter. And then if you're doing it on the grill, no problem, the chicken will drip. But if you're going to do it in the oven, do it with a little bit of a pan with sides, and you might get a little bit of extra liquid you could drain off and then continue baking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, great questions.
Okay, so this next question, I'll ask Shauna first. What is your best meal planning tip?
My best meal planning tip, honestly, the cooking the chicken ahead of time, shredding it up. You can use a stand mixer to shred it or just a couple forks. I usually do like either breast or I'll do a whole chicken. And I like to just freeze that in smaller portions, like 2 cups maybe. And then I use it in everything. You can use it in tostadas and sandwiches, salads, wraps, anything. It's just so easy. And if you forget to take meat out of the freezer, you just take it out and pop it in the microwave.
Right. It's already cooked. Away you go, right? You've got 4 hungry mouths to feed, plus yourself and your husband. So yeah, I mean, it is a great time saver. For me, I love to keep a running grocery list. I make everyone on Sunday give me one meal idea. And we grocery shop on Saturday. So on Sunday, the whole process starts again. Everyone has to give me one meal idea. We also like to look through our cupboards and our fridge and make sure that we are using up things that we have on hand. And like Shauna said, when you are cooking from scratch, there's so many great things you can sub in. So if you had extra tomatoes or red peppers, but you didn't have corn, you can absolutely still make this recipe, right? You just put in different veggies, and it's a great way to use things up and prevent food waste. And then, of course, that saves us money as well in the kitchen.
Yeah, for sure. I like to do that too.
Yeah. I know one of the things you said too is you always start out with at least 3 meals for the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. You make sure you got 3 under your belt, right?
Make sure you have 3, and then I don't feel so determined to fulfill the 5.
Right.
And then, we just kind of use leftovers and finish up. And then if I need to make something else, I'll make something with kind of like canned goods or pantry items.
Right. And the concept of cook once, eat twice is great too. So these recipes can absolutely be easily doubled successfully. So prep everything in a double batch, and then you can eat for 2 days.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last question we'll end off with is, what is the #1 chicken recipe you make the most?
Oh my goodness, that's a hard one. What's your #1, Shauna?
Probably chicken parm.
Yeah, our oven-baked chicken parm. Yeah, we love that one. That would be one of my favorites too. For me, every Sunday, honestly, it's tradition, I roast chicken. So I love our roast chicken with lemons and herbed butter. That is an absolute standby in our house. Every Sunday we look forward to it. I always roast 2 chickens, so I have leftovers to make chicken sandwiches or chicken Caesar salads the next day. So you know what? Those are just all fantastic questions. Shauna and I, we love to cook. We love to meal prep. We love to share our tips. And so we want to thank you all for joining us this evening. And before I say goodbye, I also want to extend a huge thank you to all of our Manitoba chicken producers, farmers that ensure that we have all this beautiful, fresh, nutritious, local, healthy chicken in the grocery stores for all of you to enjoy 12 months out of the year, so you can make all of these terrific recipes. We have more than 250 recipes on manitobachicken.ca. So we want to thank you for joining all of us. Visit our website and stay in touch. We love hearing from all of our consumers and our communities. And huge thank you to Shauna for coming out and sharing her expertise with me and with all of you. Wonderful summer to everyone.
Thanks.
Enjoy. Take care.